Yesterday at the gym, you pinky promised the trainers that you and I would do power wheel crawl today.
No, planks. I pinky promised on planks. She wanted you to do power wheel crawls, but I negotiated down to planks.
Power wheel crawl is my least favorite thing that ever happens at Monkey Bar.
Which is why I had us do planks instead. Because I also dislike power wheel crawl. It is like the hardest thing there.
I feel like they were under the impression that we pinky promised for power wheel.
Don't worry. I'll handle it. I'll take care of that.
Okay.
You just gotta put on a wink and a smile.
How do you put on a wink?
Like that?
But you took it right back off.
Then do you just have your eyes closed the entire time? How else would you put it on?
I don't think a wink is a thing that you put on.
You can put on a wink and a smile.
A wink is something you give somebody. All right, here we go. We're gonna do the thing. So we have to track our power wheel distance. So I'm gonna start today, and then you have to go all the way over here to 1,000 yards. Okay, today I went 200 yards, so I need to do that 1, 2, 3, 4 more times, and then I finished the challenge.
Easy.
So here's my dilemma. Fridays in general are not work days at Cinema Studios. We work 10-hour days from Monday to Thursday so that we can take Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. Because of that, it's easy for things on Fridays to slip my mind. Today, for example, I was scheduled to film SciShow at 1 p.m. I stayed up really late last night. I guess it wasn't even last night. It was like 7 a.m. this morning when I finally fell asleep. But I was working on the Glacier Avalanche Lake vlog. So I finished that. It had been the end of like a 3-day editing binge. Felt really good. I was going to sleep and I was like, I'm just gonna let myself wake up whenever I wake up because finally I've earned a bit of rest. At 12:55 p.m., Katelyn comes in and wakes me up and is like, aren't you supposed to be filming SciShow in like 5 minutes? So I got up, quickly showered, got to the office, filmed SciShow, went back over to the cinema office where Todd and Abby were because they took a few days off earlier in the week, so they were getting some work in today. And then I ended up staying at the office until 6 p.m. The whole point of all of this is that tomorrow at Woodhouse, we're having our first invite a bunch of people over kind of party. And I had planned to stay home today and clean everything up. There's a bunch of yard work that needs to be done. There's still a bunch of outlets that I have to install. But instead of spending the day doing that, I was at work. So now it's 7:36-ish. So my plan is to use the rest of the day to get the house as ready as possible for a bunch of people tomorrow night. Because I have a limited number of daylight hours left, I think I'm going to start outside. There are just a crazy number of weeds that have grown in the lawn. I think this started while we were in California for VidCon. And since then, I've just not been able to keep up with it. There's a section over there where I was able to get rid of a bunch. There's less stuff over there, but it just keeps growing here. I don't know enough about gardening to know if I can just spray some weed killer on it, or if I actually need to pull up each individual weed. I do know that if I mow the lawn, the weeds will be less obvious. So I think my plan is to dig up the bigger ones, like that guy and this guy, and then I'll mow over the rest of them, and hopefully it looks okay. So I was outside until the sun went down, which means the mosquitoes came out, and I have this big old mosquito bite on my neck now. That's not a lot of fun.
That plant did nothing to them. Look at all these bite marks. My God, this plant did nothing. Also, it's sad. It needs water.
I've been watering it. It's actually watered underneath.
Cats like to eat plants. Anyway, I brought this thermal camera home so we can explore the world of heat in Woodhouse. I see something hot right now. Okay, so I have one more set of outlets in the kitchen to take care of. All the rest of them have already been transferred over to these things. So I'm gonna take care of that. Turning off the power. My little audio recorder shut itself off again, and I just noticed. I'm not sure if this is the one that I soldered a couple weeks ago or if it's the other one. I wonder what the deal is. Okay, we need to take that off. The number of insects on this back window is insane.
Are you bugged by it?
Kinda. Okay, it's been a while since I messed with this stuff, so I'm gonna need to refresh my brain on how it works. I need a light. Siri got me a little lantern. On the bottom of this thing, we have the black and white wires coming from the breaker, and then the black and white wires coming out of the top here feed the other outlet that's down there. So I need to not mix those up as I'm switching these over. I'm gonna switch the ones from the breaker over first. Okay, I've got those two free. Ground is in place. White wire is in place. Black wire is in place. Okay, so at the very least, this thing should get power now. I've got them all hooked up, and now this is my least favorite part, shoving this thing back into the box and getting it to look as flush as possible. Okay. Now where's the plate? I'm using this iPhone's 2x zoom lens right now, but you can tell how that sensor is not as good in low light as the other one. It's really grainy. I don't like that this thing's bowing outward. Not that you guys can tell, but trust me, it is. All right, let's see if that works. Oh my God, come on. It doesn't wanna stay. Okay, just like the other ones I put on, this thing is a little bit flimsy, but it's on. It won't come off very easily if you pull it. So I think that's the best I could hope for now. That just means there's one left. Okay, now we turn on the breaker and see if I was successful. Okay, I think that means it's working. Yep, success. Okay, so here's the thing. To reward myself for installing outlets, I need to get some Burger King at 1:44 a.m. Sari's got the thermal camera, checking it out. Okay, these are the chicken nuggets that we just got from Burger King. Let's see how hot they are. There's a nugget in there that is 159 degrees.
I don't trust that though, because I feel like that would be burning my hand.
Yeah, man, this one's just really hot. That is a hot nugget. That one is currently about 117.
No!
It's warmer than a human, and you're just under 100.
Is my ketchup cold?
Mm-hmm. It's 55 degrees. Look at that cat. Hey, cat. Where you going, cat? You can't hide from me because I can see in the dark with this thing. Anyway, as cool as it is to see all this heat nugget stuff, I'm gonna eat them before they get cold. If you don't like spiders, skip ahead like 30 seconds in this video from right now. Katelyn noticed out the window in the window well that there were a couple spiders, and like, actually, this is the most disgusting spider I've ever seen in my life. That thing is huge.
Oh God.
That is a huge spider.
Do not let Abby see that.
Oh my God. There's another one right there. Like, what? What even is that? Is that an orb weaver? These are all the regular outlets. These are all the paddle switches. Those are all the face plates. I have 2 USB outlets behind this cat. Then I have another 3 over here. The power in this area is turned off. I'm gonna start with this one, just work my way around the room. I'm on the last outlet, and I think in here there's a petrified spider. It looks like there's a few little strands of web in there, and then that little guy just frozen in place. I wonder how long he's been there.